What's up? It's your girl, Plant Based Tay, and I am coming at you again with two more tips. On today's episode of Just the Tip, I'll be giving out two more tips on how to make your food go from good to great. Next tip number 5, use fresh ingredients. I promise you it doesn't take that much longer, and the reward is well worth the work. I do not buy anything pre-cut. I don't buy anything pre-chopped. I use very little to no canned goods. If you can, use fresh foods. When you cut up stuff and you use it fresh, the flavor is way more pungent and way more refreshing than it is if you were to get something that was pre-chopped. Also, a lot of that pre-chopped stuff, that's why we having them E. coli and listeria breakouts, because you don't know what they doing back there when they chopping up y'all stuff. Get your own stuff, rinse it off, chop it up. Your food will taste way better if you don't cut corners in the kitchen. Chop up your own foods. Don't use frozen vegetables if you don't have to. If the vegetable is in season, if the fruit is in season, buy it yourself, chop it up, and then cook with it, because that makes all the difference in how your food turns out. Next tip number 6. I always like to put a small secret ingredient in all of my food, and that is either mushroom seasoning or some sort of vegan bouillon. A lot of the times when vegans, we eat certain things, we be like, dang, it's good, but it's missing something. We be missing that oomph, right? That umami flavor. You'll get that if you use a nice vegan chicken bouillon. They have vegan beef bouillon, a lot of which do not contain MSG, which is great. A lot of them are really just vegetable and yeast extracts, or you can use a mushroom seasoning. The only thing with mushroom seasoning is you want to be a little bit careful, because it could be a little bit overpowering, because it could be kind of salty. I'm not a fan of salty foods, but if you're a fan of salty foods, you would love mushroom seasoning. I prefer to use some sort of a bouillon. If I'm making a stew, if I'm making a sauce, if I'm making a cheese sauce, a cream sauce, anything of that nature, I always throw in a little bit of bouillon, because that'll help give it that oomph and that depth that we be looking for when we cook our foods.